Yes, guys, just an impromptu video that I wanted to speak on and make. Just something I really wanted to get out there. Who I'd probably want to hear this would be powers that be at Primark, Sports Direct, Decathlon, Calvin Klein, and New Balance, just to name but a few. You know, a few years back, I was put on a degree, yeah, starting of a degree with the Open University. Anyway, we ended up, the first module was all about basically there being a massive fire or some kind of disaster in a factory that was tied to Primark's manufacturing of their goods in Bangladesh. Yeah, so we studied all about that from top to bottom, read up about it, I knew about it, yeah. You can check the dates, yeah. After this, I still shopped at Primark. You know, we live in a globalised world now. Globalisation is here, you get your clothes from anywhere, no problem. Do you know what I mean? I shop in Primark. I still went there after. Still got jeans from them. No problem. I didn't think about it at all, you know. But obviously, from that day on, I have been a little bit more ethical and like look for where stuff is made, just to know their story, worker rights, civil rights, things like that. I'm interested in stuff like that, you know. But I had no problem buying clothes from there, you know. The only time I could say like I started to have a little bit of issue, yeah, with buying products where they're made from is this, yeah. I do not know where I bought this top from. I'm trying to remember, I cannot remember where I got it from, but I got like a New Balance top that I wear, just like for running. And I don't know where I got it from to this day. But I just looked at where it was made, and it went, oh, made in Vietnam. So, oh, okay, wow, made in Vietnam. I thought, okay, that's giving money away to females, or not giving money away to the black community. So I thought, do you know what? I like that. And for some reason, like I went and bought Sony headphones, and they said made in Vietnam. And I thought, well, again, giving money to the black community, right? You know, so all good. You know what I mean? I've got a nice coat on. It makes me think of somebody and all the rest of it. You know, so I just was cool with that. You know, but somehow the world cottoned on that I was checking for where stuff is made and stuff like that. And I started to realise like I'd go in certain shops and I realised like I'd walk in a Sports Direct. And as soon as I cottoned on like New Balance was made, a lot of their clothes were made in Vietnam. Sports Direct, when I walk in there, no longer stocks New Balance. You know, so I thought, oh, okay, all right, cool. You know, I walked in Primark in Peckham, yeah, right, and for the first time in years, I walked in there, and you know, I'm an average guy. Like anything that was my size was missing from things that I would always buy from Primark. So that just gave me a little inkling, like not to come in Primark. Yeah. Now, I walked into Decathlon, and I'd look around, see where stuff is made, and I located that there was a few t-shirts in there, a few brands in there that are like made in Ethiopia, which means a lot to me, you know, and a few things in there that were made in Vietnam. As soon as I realised that these items were removed or made for me not to see. Now the thing is, it's like when I walk in Decathlon, you know, when I'm not there, I can tell like, you know, there's a lot of racket sports going on, and that's their thing, you know. So I'm thinking like when I'm not there, like that's a place that you guys go, not worship or nothing, but that's where you guys convene, and that's your little place, man. It's not mine. Forget about what I like. It's not mine. So it made me feel kind of embarrassed and kind of humiliated, you know. But yeah, they would hide things that were made in Vietnam. also, as well as that, man, like, you know, I would say, I'm not sure on the percentages, but Vietnam is like, I would say, quite a significant Buddhist population, quite a significant Christian population, via the French or whatever, and also quite a significant Sham population who are, you know, they have like sort of a Muslim background, but before then, going back 5,000 years, the Hindus had a massive effect on them. You know, it's to what I know, you know. But obviously, like I see, like they've got like a little shrine type Buddhist thing in the corner, and I just felt like where they've like taken like a lot of the products of Vietnam away, whilst I'm in the store, I just felt a little bit embarrassed, a little bit, yeah, like discriminated against, you know. I don't know, like I just didn't like it, and I shouldn't really be saying it, man. But you know, if I was sitting next to a partner and she noticed the same thing, when we walk in there, man, I would be, I'd be wholly unhappy, man. Do you know what I mean? You know. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. This is the kind of thing that's been happening in the stores that I've been walking in. Also, for some reason, I wanted to go on and speak about Calvin Klein or CK, going back to the 90s. You know, this, you know, the guys of London can confirm this. Yeah, you know, when you were 16, 17, 18 years of age, you couldn't afford the Moschino, you couldn't afford the Versace, you couldn't afford the Iceberg. Oh, sorry, the Iceberg or whatever it is. You couldn't afford to go to Probito's or wherever it is, all the shops or whatever, Selfridges, and buy garms. So you know what, you get middle range, and that middle range for me and for a lot of guys in London was CK. Nothing to do with their background or whatever, you know. So they're a brand that, like, for me, for someone who's never had like lots of money to spend on clothes, like they're something for me to get that's on a decent level. Because we used to laugh when people used to go in. Nowadays, Primark's all cool, but we used to have Mr. Buy Rights back in the day, and if you went in there, like, you know what I mean, you get laughed at and stuff like that. You have to pick your game up and stuff like that. As you get older, garms don't mean as much. But yeah, CK was like it's a go-to brand. Anyone growing up in the 90s, you would see that as a decent sort of level designer, you know. So I'm not looking at whose background or whatever it's from or whatever. But one thing I do realise is when I go into TK Maxx, and when I go into Sports Direct, CK, as soon as I bought them CK, black CK boots, that was the last time I saw CK, anything in my size, especially in TK Maxx. I like the CK socks, they're a little bit thicker, a little bit longer. I go in Sports Direct, they've now been taken off the stores, you know. So then that makes me think, right, you know what, like, people are hiding clothes from me. Do you know what? I might not go in this shop, I might pick here, and it's made me be a little bit more ethical, a little bit more watchful of the stuff I buy, you know. But it's only off of, like, you know, just knowing that people are intentionally like removing certain products and certain items, like from the floor, you know, of like big shops in the UK, you know, that shouldn't be doing that, you know. I should have the opportunity to see the full selection, not have them sort of withdrawn or disappeared, you know, off the floors, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to say, like, you could check that, man. I know all about like the background of what happened with Primark, how they were treating their workers poorly and stuff like that, and the things that they've done to make things better. And I still went and bought from stuff bought in your place or your country or whatever, you know. The only time I've gone on to be a little bit funny is when I've realised that like anything made in Vietnam was wiped off the floor or taken out of stores when I walk in there, and in a place where like is repping their culture a little bit, you know. I felt completely very low, very, very, very low, you know. So I just wanted to get this message out. I don't know whether to add this in, but like yeah, I'm completely like down the middle with certain things, man. I'm not funny or nothing. The only time I get funny is when I think people have like that's like almost unlawful, man, and it's highly immoral as well. And I'm letting them brands know that's what they do, you know. This is the kind of thing that they do, you know. And do you know, like, I go alone in this life, yeah. I was in Lewisham the other day. Someone was trying to, I thought, get me to get a brand, and I thought like this brand. I'm not gonna say their name because they don't deserve that. Yeah, this brand, like just the way it reads or whatever. A lot of like people from the Muslim faith would like not like it, or see like I'm being disrespectful. And I thought, do you know what? I'm not getting that. I'm not be partaking in anything, so I wouldn't buy a brand because I thought it was disrespectful to you guys. No, I'm not in that. I'm not in it. Really and truly, I'm not in it, yeah. But some people like to play with brands and use their names to mean something different when it's all about just fashion, you know? So, yeah, I'm not in this brand game thing. I buy what I like to buy, but at the same time, yeah, man, if something's made in a country that I respect and whatever, man, I'm gonna go for it now. You know what I mean? Because you made me like have to look in that or look where stuff is made. I never liked that before. The fact that you made an emphasis on it, and I realised like certain products, certain items were like removed from the floor when I walk in there, was just missing. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe that. In England, this is what is done, you know. You know, and like obviously like the people that I'm talking about, they're all like small ethnic communities at the end of the day. They ain't got the manpower to do anything about it, and like, do you know what I mean? I feel just completely embarrassed, man, completely humiliated over it, you know. And this is what was happening, you know. So sometimes I'd walk around and like just feeling quite desperate in stores, like just like, my God, like who do I complain to? Like who do I like? What do I do? Like they've done this in the store, and I can see like the Buddha shrine in the corner, and like, you know, I don't want these people to feel like they're offended, because at the end of the day, this is their place. That's their little area. Like they love their little racket sports and stuff like that. And do you know what I mean? I'm not bigger than any like community or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Forget about what I like, man. And I just like I was feeling a lot of angst over this, man. So yep. Once again, no, I think I'm going to add this message in as well, you know. A couple of weeks ago, I never went to a lecture and seminar, right? And the reason why I never went, I'm letting you guys know, I shouldn't have to explain myself, right? But I'm letting you guys know, like, you know, it's me. Don't like, there's no point in playing any games here, it's me. Now, you know, my family are connected to the East African community, Ethiopia, Rastafarian movement, so on and so forth, right? And when I ask my family about politics or just anything at all, I'm like, I see these people, they're called the Tigray or whatever, are they cool, whatever? I get no response. Like, they don't tell me anything. I think it's because they want me to be impartial as a human being. So they won't even tell me who to side with, what political stance to take. Just be yourself, Mark, you know? When really they should be giving me guidance because I'm with them all the way, you know, but they won't, you know? Now, obviously, like, I'm studying politics, so we're going back into the European politics. We're studying fascism. So fascism is just basically taken over by violence. Mussolini, Italy, they needed to prove themselves. They watched the rest of the European countries colonizing all these different countries. They wanted in on it. So to prove their nationality, to prove themselves, yeah, right, on an international scale, they had to go and colonize somewhere. So they, a bit rashly, went for North and obviously East Africa, and a lot of killing went on and stuff like that. Like, that's the kind of angle I don't mind going into the East African region on, you know? But like, going into a seminar and it's on a refugee camp, a Somalian refugee camp in Ethiopia. Yeah, so basically it's Somalians that are like most probably Muslims, yeah, suffering in Ethiopia, who are most probably Coptic Christian or like Orthodox, the original true Christianity. Like, yeah, so for me, I saw that as completely divisive. Yeah, and I do not choose between Ethiopia and Somalia, East Africa. We might look similar, yeah, and you're all one, we move together. So at the end of the day, like, I can't be having that divisiveness in my life. So I don't mind coming in from like the World War II, stance or whatever, what happened to the whole East Africans throughout that, that's no problem. But trying to create division between Ethiopia and Somalia, I'm not taking that. You know, yes, I may have a little bit more of a leaning towards Ethiopia, Sashmani, my family's movement and stuff like that, yeah. You know, but it's not gonna like make me shy away from like anything, you know. And I tried to remain like in the circuit. I just tried to remain impartial, you know. So I didn't want to be like involved in that. I'm not involved in it to that level, you know. I don't mind like East Africans talking about Europeans, like making them suffer, but then trying to like divide us or whatever. I'm not on that. I'm not having that, and that's why I'm not interested in that at this stage. Although it's something I do care about. I do care about it that much that I can't like get involved from that angle, you know. Now that being said, finishing on a lighter note, I would say political leanings in or who I've got a little feeling for, like in the African continent, just like, you know, blind faith. Obviously, my people in, or like my family, like Sashmani, Ethiopia, or whatever, that, yeah, the South Sudanese, you know, they are the real, like, they're the real pyramid builders. Yeah, I could tell. That's why I can't like read into Africans. It's all lies. Yeah, like South Sudanese. That is who. I'm just not in my heart. Like they're the guys. They were the pharaohs. Do you know what I mean? You can see it. You can read. We watch the document. It's the South Sudanese. They were the pharaohs. I'm convinced. I know what I'm talking about. I swear, I can feel it in my heart. Them, and then they got forced down the Nile, right down to Uganda. That's where the Nile starts, yeah? Right, if you do properly from the fourth cataract. Anyway, leave that there, right? So South Sudanese, Tashmani, Sierra Leone. Yeah, push comes to shove, do you know what I mean? Push comes to shove, you know what I mean? We move as one. Sierra Leone, South Sudanese, because of their story, their plight, what I've seen them go through as well, some of the genocide and racism that they've received and they've told me as well, stuff like that. I love them, you know what I mean? I can't say I don't, you know? And also, for some reason, man, I'm getting this Ivorian vibe, you know what I mean? My great-grandfather, Latouche, obviously he would have come from potentially a Franco-African country, you know. I might as well believe it, innit? So, no, it's confirmed. So, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, the orange and all that. Do you know what I mean? The ancestors must have come back and told me something. Do you know what I mean? So we're gonna stick with that. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, Ivory. No, but it's really Leone. It's Sierra Leone. Do you know what I mean? Push comes to shove, we move like one, you know. And I just wanted to get this message out. Hope it reaches you well. All good. Just reading my book at uni. Just getting as much information crammed into my mind so that when comes time to write for my next assignment, I'm able to come up with stuff and have a little bit of substance, you know. However, hope this message reaches you well. And yeah, man, just deliver it straight to your heart, man, because that's where it's from. All right, take care. One.